wand levers. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward. This really isn't a flow chart. It's just more like a decision tree. Wand levers is binary. It comes down to, do I want to press the button or do I not want to press the button? And really the goal is knowing when to press the button and understanding the gravity, the weight of the situation once you press that button. But conceptually, the best way to look at wand levers is the DPS bridge between your pursuit loops, which is your normal bread and butter, build an element pursuit as quickly as possible. Go check out my wand rotation video to learn more about pursuit loops and all of that. Compound techniques for that. Review the compound technique flowchart video and photon blasts. So essentially, this is the tool that helps you carry from point A, point B, point C effectively. What does wand levers do? When you press that button, it enhances all of your normal attack damage. So that's normal 1, 2, 3, 4, step counter, step attack, wand counter, skip beat, any normal attack, anything that's not a photon art or element pursuit, compound techniques, yada yada. Because of its speed, getting to N3, N4, it is superior in building meter. It's gonna be photon blast, it's gonna be compound. It's a meter monster. Of course, it's legit unga bunga. You press this and you go wild. But the most important thing now, that wand levers is super useful. Wand levers is pivotal to your Techter play, your wand play. It outweighs everything except photon blast. When you press that button, for those 30 seconds, you live, eat, and breathe wand levers. You try to reduce the things that wand levers does not enhance. Because the less time you spend on wand levers when it's active, the less benefit it provides. So, do not activate wand levers if you have other options available that make sense. So if you have photon blast and you have compound techniques and the compound technique in that situation makes sense, do not press that button. Do not waste the time on wand levers. And of course, the combo for wand levers, of course, this is just a simple combo. You'll need to know when to counter and do other things, is wave crash the first hit twice to activate skip arts into your N3, N4. With wand levers, normal 3, normal 4 is comparable to wand step counter, wand parry counter that also has wand levers activated. Without wand levers, wand parry counter, that is the go-to when it makes sense timing wise. But when wand levers kicks in, that difference is less pronounced. And in certain situations with timing, you want to go N3, N4. So with all that knowledge, let's get into our decision tree. Not really a flowchart, it's a decision tree. Let's start at the top. Off cooldown. The decision you need to make is, do you just want the DPS? Do you just want the meter? Perfectly fine. You want to activate wand levers, but you want to use discretion. And you'll understand why when we get into these other decisions. Is the enemy downed? Now, this could be element or physical. You have to make that determination, which will adjust some things. Do you have PB or compound? Yes. Don't press that button. Let's say that you've got photon blast and 2 stocks of compound meter, and it makes sense to just blow it all. You're looking at 10 seconds, technically 10 seconds plus, but 10 seconds. A down is usually 10 seconds. So if you have activated wand levers during the down, or even a couple of seconds before the down, and we'll get into that, you've used 5 seconds of wand levers, and then now 10 to 15 seconds of wand levers is being wasted because you had photon blasts and compounds, and they just made sense for this situation. In that case, you should have held off of using wand levers, bursted your kit, and then activated wand levers so that you can use that 30 seconds from start to finish, no interruptions. But of course, if you don't have any of those compounds or photon blast, you activate wand levers. This is your DPS. This is how you're building meter. so that when you get into that next phase, you start once again building that DPS bridge to your compounds, to your photon blast, so on and so forth. All right, breakable parts. In general, anytime there's breakable parts, you want wand levers. The minute wand levers is active and you're going up against Lizentos, you want that to happen. Why? Because you want to break that part as fast as possible so that you can expose the weak point. Exposing the weak point, get an elemental down. You've got superior meter building, so you've probably built up a compound tech. Blast them with Fomelgian. Perfect. Ideal. However, there are breakable parts that cause special down, like the ballerina dolls or the starless ballerina. You break her platform, she's down. That is a special down because it is not technically physical. It's not physical or stun, it's not element. So in that case, you want to use discretion and say, hey, do I have my compound or PB? Can I follow up with this with something that's strong? If not, I might need to think about how much damage have I done to the platform? Will I break it with wand levers? Or will I break it without wand levers, but during the down, because I don't have PB or compound, I can activate wand levers to increase my DPS, build that meter, and if I'm lucky, after the special break, I might trigger an element down, and here we go again, this flowchart. So it's a timing thing that you'll just have to get used to. It's trial and error. You know, the more runs you do, the more understanding you get of how these interactions go. It'll make sense more naturally. And then finally, element down soon. Now we've talked about this a little bit, but it still deserves its own decision because this usually happens at the start of any fight. So what I mean by that is, hey, in the next couple of attacks, will an element down occur? So if you have compound or PB, probably don't want to press that wand levers button because you don't want to be in a situation to where, wow, I used 5 seconds of wand levers and then now I need to use compound and PB and now I've lost 10 seconds of wand levers. Those 10 seconds are valuable because remember, it's on a 90-second cooldown. So you do not want to use and waste this thing and then wait and miss all of your opportunities. However, if you don't, and there should be a no there, there'll be a no there in the image that I load up on Google Docs or Google Drive. Yes, you do want to activate. At the start of a fight, and you've actually seen this in my runs, what happens? You're fighting the enemy, and about within 30 seconds, wand levers is now off cooldown, and the enemy is now downed. In that time, you're likely not going to have compound techniques, though you can in certain setups. And so, yeah, activate it off cooldown. Use your wave crash combo. Trigger the down. Chances are you're probably still going to have 25, 20 seconds left. If you've been hitting your pursuit loops and your element pursuits and all that stuff, chances are you'll have 20 seconds left of wand levers during down. Wave crash combo, build that meter up. And now you have compound techniques. Go back to your bread and butter pursuit loops. When the opportunity presents itself, you have that compound, you blast them. You're building meter, you blast them, they go down again. Now you've got your photon blast. Then you go back to your pursuit loops. Now, probably within that time frame, wand levers is back up. You have another button to press. Go back through this decision point till the enemy is dead and then move on. And that's essentially wand levers in a nutshell. Now, of course, what you'll need to do to really understand, all right, when do I press this button? How do I assess compound techniques? You're going to want to review the wand rotation video, the first one. You're going to want to review the compound techniques. And then, of course, you're going to want to understand this and put it all together. Put it all together and then apply it in game. And speaking of applying in game, if any of you are watching, you know, you record runs, you upload it to YouTube, even unlisted. and you want me to take a look, just to give you my thoughts, any questions you have, I could do a critique live on the video, or it could just be in the background. It doesn't have to be public. Let me know. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, leave them below, and I will catch you all next time.